Good morning, students. Today we will start with a new chapter, real numbers. In this chapter, there is Euclid's division algorithm. As the name suggests, has to do with the divisibility of integers. It says any positive integer a can be divided by another positive integer b in such a way that it leaves a remainder r that is smaller than b. We use this Euclid's division algorithm mainly to compute the HCF of two positive integers. As you already know that every composite integer can be expressed as a product of primes in a unique way. This important fact is the fundamental theory of arithmetic. Now, Euclid's division lemma, though it is not there in your syllabus, I think so, but then also you should know this. Given positive integers a and b, there exists unique integers q and r such that a is equal to bq plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and is less than b. And what is this q and r? Q is the quotient, r is the remainder. Okay, so this is just the restatement of the long division process which we have been doing these years, okay, to find out the quotient and remainder. Euclid's division algorithm is a technique to compute the HCF of two given positive integers. Okay, so we know that HCF of two positive integers a and b is the largest positive integer d that divides both a and b. HCF means highest common factor. Let us start with exercise 1.1. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of, I am doing the first one for you, next one you do on your own, 135 and 225. So just use the long division method to find out the HCF. So divide 225 by 135. You know how to find out the HCF. So here HCF is 45. Now here we will be using Euclid's division lemma algorithm to find out the HCF. Okay, so we know that Euclid's division algorithm is expressed by a equals to bq plus r, where a is the dividend, b is the divisor, q is the quotient and r is the remainder. So 225, we know that 225 is the dividend, 125 that is divisor into 1. Just see here, divisor into 1. So 125 into 1 plus 90. 1 is the quotient and remainder is 90. Okay, now what we do, we take this remainder and keep right down here. Okay, now this we take this to say this quotient, this divisor, and keep it here. So 135 equals, now you start with this. Okay, you just see here, it is 90 into 1. What is there? B into q. Okay, b into q plus r. So 90 into 1 plus r, that is 45. So 90 into 1 plus 45. Again we will take this 90 as we do in the long division method. So 90 equals to again b into q plus r. So for what is here, r, that is 45. Now it becomes 45 into 2 plus r is 0. So what is HCF? HCF is this 45. In the same way, you will be completing the question number 1. Now let us do question number 2. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, where q is some integers. Okay, so let n be the positive odd integer. We have to express it in the form of positive odd integer. Okay, so let n be the positive odd integer and q be the quotient and r be the remainder when n is divided by 6, because it is given that it should be in the of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, and we know it is in the form of a equals to bq plus r. Okay, so by Euclid's division lemma, n equals to 6q plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and less than 6. Or so if it is greater than equal to 0 and less than 6, so r can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Now when n is odd, means then it is in the form of 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. Okay, as n is equal to 6q or 6q plus 2 or 6q plus 4 are the even values of n. Okay, now let us do the third question. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? Okay. Now let us take what will be the maximum number of columns. That will be the HCF of 616 and 32. So we'll take out the HCF of 32 and 616. When we take out, we will get it as 8. Here we will be using again Euclid's division lemma, that is A equals to BQ plus R. So what is A here? 616. What is B? 32. And what is Q? 19. R? 8. The first step. Okay. So 616 equals to 32 into 19 plus 8. Now we take this as dividend. So 32 equals to 8 into 4 plus 0. So what is HCF? HCF is 8. So how many columns will be there? It will be 8. Now let us do question number 4. Use Euclid's division lemma to show the square of any positive integer is either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. Let n be any positive integer. On dividing n by 3, let q be the quotient and r be the remainder. Then n will be here. N is equal to, I will again express it in Euclid's division lemma, that is a equals to bq plus r. So n equals to 3q plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and less than 3. So n square equals to 3q plus r whole square. When you square it, you will get it as n square equals to 3q plus r whole square. When you expand it, you will get it like this: 9 square plus r square plus 6qr. Now when r equals to 0, then n equals to 9q square. Or we can write down as 3 into 3q square equals to 3m, where m is any integer. Okay, m equals to 3q square. Now when r equals to 1, it becomes 3q plus 1 whole square. So when you will expand it, you will get it as 9q square plus 6q plus 1. Here we will take this 9q square plus 6q as m. Okay, so it becomes 3m plus 1. When you take it out, 3 is common, where m equals to 3q square plus 2q is any integer. When r equals to 2, so in place of r, we will just put 2 and expand it again, 3q plus 2 whole square. Okay, so when you will expand, you will get it as 9q square plus 12q plus 4. So we'll take this common plus 1. Okay, so it becomes 9q square plus 12q plus 3 plus 1. When you take 3 common, it becomes 3q square plus 4q plus 1 plus 1. Now we will take this term as m. So again, it can be expressed as 3m plus 1, where m equals to 3q square plus 4q plus 1. Now let us do the last question of this exercise. Use Euclid's division lemma to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. So on dividing n by 3, okay, let q be the quotient and r be the remainder. So again, n equals to 3q plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and less than 3. So n cube, because here we have to find out the cube of any positive integer. So n cube equals to 3q plus r whole cube. Just expand it, you know, a cube plus b cube plus 3ab, a plus b. So when you will expand, you will get it as 27q cube plus r cube plus 27q square r plus 9qr square. When r equals to 0, n equals to, when just put here r equals to 0, you will get 3q whole cube, that is 27q cube. That is equal to 9 into 3 cube, that is 9m, where m equals to 3 cube cube is any integer. Now when r equals to 1, just put it here 1, you will and expand it, you will get it as now 27q cube plus 27q square plus 9q plus 1. Now we will take this whole as in one bracket. Now here what do we find? That 9 is common. So we'll take out 9. It becomes 3q cube plus 3q square plus q plus 1. So just put this as m, 9m plus 1. Now next, when r equals to 2, just again put the value, you will get it as 27q cube plus 54q square plus 36q plus 8. Now what do? You take 9 common, you take this into bracket, this plus 8 equals to 9m plus 8, where m equals to 3q cube plus 6q square plus 4q. Hence, the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m or 9m1, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8 for some integer m. Now, next topic which we are all going to study is fundamental theory of arithmetic. This is very important because this is coming in your exam. Its definition, examples, all are very important, okay, because it may come in the MCQ form. There are infinitely many primes. You all know this. So, if we combine all these primes in all possible ways, we will get an infinite collection of numbers, all the primes and all the possible products of primes. So what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Every composite number can be expressed or factorized as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factor occurs. Okay. So this is a very important relation which you all know. I think in the smaller classes also you have learned that HCF into LCM is equal to product of two positive integers. Okay. So let us start with exercise 1.2. Now 1.25, express each number as a product of its prime factors. It's very easy. You have to use simply that prime factorization method which you all have done in class 5, 6 and all, and you have to just find out the you have to just express it in the form of prime factors. So just take out like 140, it can be expressed as 270, 270s are 235, 5 sevens are 7 ones. So 140 can be expressed as a prime factors as 2 into 2 into 5 into 7, that is 2 square into 5 to the power 1 into 7 to the power 1. In the same way you will do the rest of the questions also. It's very easy. Now let us do the next question. Find the LCM and HCF of the following pairs of integers and verify that LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. So two numbers are given. Okay, you have to find out their LCM. 26 and 91 by prime factor. You all know how to find out the LCM. Then you find out the HCF, and what you have to do, you have to multiply that LCM and HCF, and you have to find out that whether that LCM and HCF, product of that LCM and HCF is equal to the product of these two numbers or not. Okay, that is what you have to simply do. Let us do one question. I'm doing the first one for you. Next question you will do on your own. Like you can see here, I will take out 26 and 91. Okay, so it is 2 into 13, then 7 into 13. So what will be its LCM? It is LCM of 26 is 2 into 13, 91 is 7 into 13. HCF is what? Common, highest common factor, that is 13. What will be LCM? 2 into 7 into 13. Actually you should do together also, you can do it. So you get it as 182. Now how to verify product of two numbers is equal to HCF into LCM. So just take the product of two numbers, that is 26 into 91, that is 2366. Similarly HCF is 13 and LCM is 182. When you multiply, you will again get it as 2366. So LHS equals to RHS. In the same way, children, you have to do the rest of the questions. Then come to question number 3. Find the LCM and HCF of the following integers by applying the prime factorization method. Okay, so I am doing the first question for you, 12, 15 and 21. So if you find out individually, you will be able to find out the HCF and LCM also, because you have to do that by here. It is already mentioned that you have to use the prime factorization method. Though you will be getting MCQ questions, but then also you have to solve, then only you will be getting the answer, isn't it? So 12, just take out the LCM. You know how to take out the LCM. It will be 2 into 2 into 3. Then 15, it will be 3 into 5. 27, 3 into 7. So what is HCF over here? What is the highest common factor? That is 3. What will be LCM? That will be 2 square into 3 into 5 into 7. Okay, so just calculate it. You will get it as 420. So only you have to find out HCF and LCM by prime factorization method. In the same way, you will be completing the next questions. Now question number 4. Given that HCF equals to this much, of these two numbers equals to 9, find LCM of this. Okay, so these two numbers are given, HCF is given, you have to find out LCM. Now you already know what is the formula for finding the HCF and finding out the LCM when the two numbers are given, that is equal to product of two numbers equals to HCF into LCM, isn't it? So LCM will be equal to product of two numbers divided by HCF. So it will be 306 into 657 divided by 9. So when you will solve it, you will get it as 22,338. So this is the LCM of these two numbers. You can verify it also. Now let us do question number 5. Check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now if 6 to the power n ends with 0, then it must have 5 as a factor. But 6 to the power n is equal to 2 into 3 to the power n. That is a to into b to the power n, and we know that that is equal to a to the power n into b to the power n. It shows that 2 and 3 are the only prime factors of 6 to the power n. Also, we know from the fundamental theory of arithmetic that the prime factorization of each number is unique. So 5 is not a factor of 6 to the power n. Hence, 6 to the power n can never end with 0. Explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 and this are composite numbers. So let us see this. Here you can see the first number that is given, that is 13 is common in both, isn't it? So 13 into, we will take out common, 7 into 11 plus 1, that is 77 into 1, that is 78. So 13 into 78. So the given number has more than 2 factors because it is a even number. So it has more than 2 factors, hence it is a composite number. Similarly, the second number you can see, you have to just multiply this. Okay, you have to take out 5 common from both. So take out 5 common. The remaining numbers are 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 we have taken out common, that is 1. Okay, so when you will solve, you will get 7 6 are 42 plus 4 3 are 12 into 2 24. So 42 into 24 plus 1, just multiply, you will get it as 5 in bracket 1008 plus 1, that is equal to 1009. Now what do you find? That again the given number has more than 2 factors because this number along with the 1, so it is also a composite number. Then last question we will see. It is given that there is a circular path around a sports field. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field while Ravi takes 12 minutes for the same. Suppose they both start at the same point and at the same time and go in the same direction. After how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? This is a very important question. So first of all, what we will do, we will take out the HCF of 18 and 12. When you will do with the prime factorization method, you will get it as the LCM is 36. Okay, so we find out the LCM of 18 and 12, so that will be equal to 36. So they will meet after 36 minutes. So children, complete this exercise 1 and 1.1 and 1.2 in your maths copy. Thank you.